Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Today what I want to go through is how we're going to upgrade vRealize operations from version 8.6.3 over to 8.10 and kind of how we're going to do that using vRealize Suite LifeCycle Manager, the appliance to manage several of our vRealize products. And this is primarily for those that are running vROps on-prem. Now, VMware does offer a solution so that you can leverage vRealize Operations Cloud and basically have this as a SaaS service, requires a lightweight appliance on your on-premise infrastructure, and will send all those metrics up to the cloud and kind of leave the life cycle to someone else. But for today, we want to upgrade our on-premise instance. So as you can see here, we are at version 8.6.3. There we are. And VMware does have a handy little tool called the interruptmatrix.vmware.com, where if you check out the upgrade path, select the solution, you can see here 863, we're supported to go to 864 or 810. On earlier versions, you can determine this way where do you have to do multi-step upgrades. And always read your release notes on all of the products. Now here, the vRealize Suite Lifecycle Manager, we're going to come over, this is the dashboard, and we're going to come over to Lifecycle Operations. We'll just do a general health check. So under Settings and System and Details for this environment, we can see that our storage looks really good. We're pretty up to date on this version, and you can always cross-reference this to see when the version and the build were released. Go back to Settings. If we click on our Product Support Pack, this will populate all of the products that vRealize Suite Lifecycle Manager can kind of take in and manage. And once this comes up, we should see some versions here. So as you can see, I would say this is the latest and greatest as of today, October 28th, whereas Login Site will take us up to 8.10, vROps 8.10, and then Network Insight, vRealize Network Insight just released 6.8. Now forgive me, I am going to be using the term vRealize, which is the old term. The new name is going to be ARIA. We'll save that for another video. Let's jump back into settings here. Always ensure that you do have a VMware account that has access to these entitlements. That is important, so ensure that you always have that there. Now, I'm going to actually come over here to the environments, and as you can see in this environment, I've got several other solutions, but today we're going to pick on vROps. So I'll come over here, click View Details. So in this section here for vROps, you have several settings here where you can get information on your node, you can patch it, you can size it, take snapshots, all kinds of features are in here. You know, are you integrating it with your VMware Identity Manager that's on-prem, for instance? So all that's in here, and it tells you here latest patch version. You know, this is what we were on. So we're going to use a nifty little feature here called the Upgrade Planner. And we're going to generate an upgrade plan for vRealize operations. You can see our current version, latest is 8.10, and then we can select a targeted version. So if we want to go to 864 or 810, so let's click Generate Upgrade Plan, and we'll give this a couple of moments. And this should bring up, here it is, step by step. It recommends the sequence and upgrade. Go from 863 to 864 first, then go to 864 to 8.10. All right, so we'll follow its rules. So we'll click out of here, and then we can. Okay, we're back. So this has been the hunt for the patch binaries. So back to the lifecycle operations portion here. We're going to go over to settings, and then binary mapping, and we're going to add some binaries here to the appliance. Now location, we want to actually query VMware itself, and we'll click Discover. This will use that My VMware account that we specified in earlier in the Lifecycle Manager appliance settings, and it should bring us lots of good versions. All right, here we go. So let's filter here, or we can sort by name. We'll do operations here. and here's that 8.10 that we want. Now, do we want to do an install of 8.10 or an upgrade? Well, I'm going to go ahead and add upgrade to my shopping cart. Now let's see if we can do more than one. So let's do an upgrade of login site. Eventually we're going to want vRealize automation. So we'll do an upgrade to 8.10 there. We're going to want to upgrade salt stack, and our ticker here is showing us, hey, you're at 4 so far. Do you want to keep going? Let's go. Let's do network insight as well. And that one should be at 6.8 for the latest. I might be missing some more, but let's go ahead and do this. All right, so I've got 5 products. I'm going to click add. We'll go ahead and add them here. And I will pause the video as it's going out and getting its work done. So as you can see here, we just added all of our components here, and then we've got a progress bar. So I'll pause the video and come back when it's done.
All right, and we're back. So we're going to check now. We left off when we were downloading our binaries. So under lifecycle operations, settings, binary mappings. So I have 2 different versions. I downloaded 864 using the my VMware type, and then the other location type is local, where I actually accessed it via WinSCP and copied the pack file that I obtained from downloading it manually. So that's another way that can be done. And then when you do add binaries, you can search through local, type data, and then it'll discover in that directory or whatever directory you choose to put it in. So now let's go ahead and continue with the upgrade. One of the prerequisites for the vROps upgrade is we need to have SSH enabled. So we can actually do that by going to your FQDN for your vROps master appliance, the master node, and then come over here and select SSH status and go ahead and turn that on. Now we're going to jump back into vRealize here, and from here we're going to go ahead and do upgrade. Now I'm not gonna hold off on a trigger inventory sync right now, but in the future, if you've made any changes such as password changes on the appliance, it's important to do that so that those do sync back with the environment you have in LifeCycle Manager. So we'll click proceed here. Now we can select 8.10.0 or 8.64, but our recommended upgrade was 8.64. So we're gonna take that direction. And as you can see, the repository URL is already pointing to that pack file that downloaded from on this one for my VMware. Click next. We're going to go ahead and run an assessment. And I think we might be able to, this is probably ran in the past, so I can click next over here. There it is. Okay, so to the snapshot part now. Oh, we don't want to do that. Gotta love it. Okay, so we're gonna want to take a product snapshot. Now, if we go over to vCenter here, and we can see this is the vROps appliance, there's no snapshot on it at the moment. So we'll come over back here. We're gonna take a product snapshot. And then we can run a pre-check, and this is kind of it reaching out to the appliance, checking the pack file, the health of it. This one we're not going to be able to skip. So I will go ahead and pause here for a moment. All right, and we're back. So our check came out successful, and as you can see, it's ensuring that it's able to reach out all the nodes, they're online, the time sync is good, and you can see next everything it is checking for before it attempts that upgrade, which is nice. And by the way, if you need to bail out to make a change, you can actually save and exit this progress, and then you can resume it later on. So that's what's really nice about using this system. So now we can go ahead and click next and then verify everything here. It's going to be taking a snapshot here shortly, so we'll go ahead and click submit. Now, as you can see here, there's going to be 11 stages and no snapshot yet. Snapshot won't really hit till step 3, so I will go ahead and pause here for a moment and just resume as it gets closer. So just coming back, our snapshot did get created. Just note that this is a cold snapshot, so yeah, it was powered off and then the snapshot was created. As you can see here, stage 2 was a shutdown and now it's powering back on. Now, something else I probably should have noted earlier in the video is ensure to always read the release notes. Take backups of any dashboards that you've custom created outside of the, the box. So just to have a backup, because a lot of items might get reset as you go from version to version. Again, always go to vmware.com and check out the release notes. We'll go ahead and pause and get back. Okay, so installation in the home lab has been going quite a bit long. Mileage may vary on this depending on how many nodes you have and how they're sized. Because I'm dealing with limited amount of resources, this node appliance happened to be 2 vCPUs, so I have a feeling that might have been done, causing it to go a little bit slower. So we did get stuck here in lifecycle management, and if we click on error details, it's telling us that verifying SSH connectivity has failed. So the node is up, and we can come over here and just enable it. And we can see it's already at 864, but there's more work that needs to be done. So we'll come back here, we enabled SSH, we click retry. Now, the password here is one that we've already predefined. This is the root account for the appliance. So whenever you want to SSH into it, you would use that account. So we'll continue it here. It's definitely working towards the end. Now the snapshot is getting cleaned up. So there goes the call over to vCenter to remove the snapshot. This should clear up here shortly. All right, snapshot got deleted. We're back. Now this definitely took longer than it should at 3 hours. And there was quite a bit of delays on my part, but it completed all 3 stages successfully. If we go over to environments right now and go to vROps, we'll see that it now says 864, so we're fully upgraded. Now, we can definitely continue on. We can go run the assessment over and just start all over. All right, so coming back to 8610 upgrade, we're gonna go ahead and we got the pre-check done. I was in the middle of performing a storage vMotion on the VM. I was moving it to a vSAN data store. So I'll accept it. I selected it to be snapshotted and we'll let it kick off. And we'll see how much longer this one takes. Try to keep a closer eye on it. And we'll pause here and come back. All right. So vROps did successfully upgrade to 8.6.10. We can come over here to environments, check view details, and we can see, oh, skip, slight misread version 8.10. This whole time I've been getting twisted with my versions. So, but you can see here 8.10 is it. Everything looks good. There is no snapshot on there. Let's see if there happens to be an update in the notes. So no, updates still reflect 8.6.3. So for the VM admins, my recommendation would be is to go in here, update your notes so that maybe you put in some notes or whatever ITSM tool you might have, but put in the notes on what version that, you know, this appliance was upgraded for the, you know, upgraded to for the next engineer. So here's our admin section. And we can see we'll go ahead and turn SSH off. We're not going to need that anymore. So a good security practice there as well. And we've addressed all VMware security advisories here. So we'll go ahead and log in. Let me see what's going on. Let me try refresh here. Oh shit. Oh, that's bad. Log in, and we'll check over here about, and we're at 8.10. All right, well, that completes it. Hopefully you guys found that beneficial, and if there's any questions or comments, please let me know.